David and Gruner were killing the surviving creatures left after the blast. Suddenly, David noticed that one of the wounded creatures was wearing a necklace made of wooden pieces. Seeing this, he realized that these creatures were actually an intelligent species. But Gruner didn't care at all and killed the creature anyway. From that day onward, David and Gruner kept watch at the lighthouse every night, but no more attacks ever came. Deep inside, David was filled with guilt because he knew they had done something terribly wrong to the creatures. One day, while walking along the seashore, David saw two creature children watching him from the water. Hoping to ask for forgiveness and build peace with them, he arranged stones in a circle and placed a small boat made of bone inside it. Every night he looked at the circle from the lighthouse, waiting and hoping that someone would take the boat as a sign of acceptance. But many days passed and no one touched it. One evening, David went down to the shore carrying a torch. He noticed a small creature watching him quietly. He placed the torch on the ground, raised his hands, and stepped back, showing he meant no harm. Gaining trust, the little creature came closer to him. Then from behind, another creature appeared, followed by many more. That creature was none other than Anaris, and the small one was her son. The child approached David, but just then, Gruner fired his gun. The sound terrified all the creatures. Gruner aimed the gun directly at Anaris, demanding she leave. But Anaris stood her ground fearlessly, her chest held high. David calmed her down, and eventually Gruner stepped back. As the creatures began to retreat, Gruner suddenly fired a flare gun. The burning shot struck Anaris' son, and before her very eyes, the child writhed in pain and died. David tried to stop Anaris, but now her trust in him was gone. Enraged, David stormed back to the lighthouse and attacked Gruner. But Gruner was stronger and struck David down, injuring him badly. He was about to kill David when David called him by his real name and said, "You're not a killer, Robert." Gruner, exhausted and broken, finally felt remorse. He opened the lighthouse door and walked out into the midst of the creatures. They tore him apart while David sat inside, listening to his screams. A year later, a new weather officer arrived and asked about David. After a long pause, David remembered Gruner's words. He no longer wanted to leave this place. So he simply replied, "David went out to sea and never returned."